part 6 of my summary of the book of Exodus. We have 4 plagues to go before the Israelites are finally set free from their slavery to the Egyptians. Next is the plague of hail. The Lord lets Pharaoh know that by now he could have struck Pharaoh and his officials with a plague that would have completely wiped them off the face of the earth. But God says, I have spared you for this very purpose, that I might show you my power and that my name might be proclaimed in all the earth. The Lord announces that the next day there's going to be a hailstorm greater than the land of Egypt has ever seen. The Lord is nice enough to warn Pharaoh and his officials to take their livestock and anyone that they care about inside so that they don't get killed by the hail. The Lord tells Moses to stretch his hands toward the sky. Throughout Egypt, hail struck everything in the fields. The only place it did not hail was the land of Goshen where the Israelites lived. Then Pharaoh summons Moses and Aaron and he apologizes for his deceitful actions before, when he promised to let the Israelites go and then did not. He makes another promise to let the Israelites go if Moses prays to God and makes the hail stop. Moses tells Pharaoh that he knows he's full of it, but he prays to the Lord for the hail to stop anyway. The hail stops, but once again, Pharaoh's heart becomes hard and will not let the Israelites go. Next is the plague of the locusts. The Lord reminds Moses once again that he himself has hardened the heart of the Pharaoh and Pharaoh's officials. He says, so that I may perform these signs of mine among them, that you may tell your children and grandchildren how I dealt harshly with the Egyptians, how I performed my signs among them, and that you may know that I am the Lord. So Moses and Aaron go to Pharaoh and let him know about the locusts that are going to be flooding Egypt the next day. At this point, after hearing about the upcoming plague of the locusts, even Pharaoh's officials are complaining to Pharaoh, saying, do you not yet realize that Egypt is ruined? So again, Pharaoh says to Moses and Aaron, go, worship your God. He says, but tell me who will be going. Moses says, our young, our old, our sons, our daughters, our herds and flocks, because we are to celebrate a festival to the Lord. Pharaoh gets angry and says, no, have only the men go. Then the Lord has Moses stretch his hand out over Egypt, and locusts swarmed the land. Never before has there been such a plague of locusts, nor will there ever be again. Pharaoh quickly summoned Moses and Aaron and said, I have sinned against the Lord your God and against you. Forgive my sin once more and pray to the Lord your God to take this deadly plague away from me. So Moses prayed, and not a locust was left anywhere in Egypt. But again the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart, so Pharaoh would not let the Israelites go. Now we have the plague of darkness. The Lord says to Moses, stretch out your hand toward the sky so that darkness spreads over Egypt, darkness that can be felt. Total darkness covered Egypt for 3 days. No one could see anyone else, yet all the Israelites had light in the places that they lived. Pharaoh summoned Moses and said, go, worship the Lord. Even your women and children may go. Only leave behind your flocks and herds. Moses said, you must allow us to have sacrifices and burnt offerings to present the Lord. Our livestock must come with us. Pharaoh says to Moses, get out of my sight. Do not appear before me again. The day you see my face, you will die.